What is going on, my dudes? Tystra back again with another Genshin Impact video. If you guys like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And as always, we would like to hear your guys' opinion on today's video. Now, today we are going to be doing the basically build guide to Ayato. Last time we did a pre-release, basically getting ready for Ayato, and this is going to be the for sure kind of way I'm going to be playing Ayato. There might be a few changes later on down the road, but this Ayato is doing pretty well for me, and I gotta say Ayato is doing very good damage at the very least, in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and switch to our handy dandy notebook. So first things first, let's talk about how we built Ayato. Now, as you can see here, I built him 57 to 191 crit damage. You could do more, obviously. That's not too big of a deal. I feel that 50 to 60 is your good range in general to get for crit rate. So getting that crit damage as high as you can is your best bet in general. For the energy recharge, left out 147.9%. Incoming healing bonus is due to, I believe, one of his ascension abilities. Ayato, this is not the time to be drinking boba, dude. But yeah, I think he does overall pretty good. Let's go ahead and talk about the weapon. Now, I went with the black sword to help get that crit rate up because my rolls for crit rate were terrible, I just gotta say. So I went ahead and did this to get the crit rate up. Not only that, but increases the damage of normal and charge attacks by 30% additionally. Regenerates 80% of attack as HP when normal or charged attacks score a crit hit. So I felt that this was probably the better bet of a sword. I could probably change it. There's many options for sure. You could even probably do sacrificial sword to get doubled up, but I felt that right now the black sword was the best bet because I didn't really need the energy recharge from sacrificial sword, and the black sword is definitely one of those go-tos in general that should work. Now, like I said, there are plenty of other weapons that you could use, but right now I don't really have many that have crit rate on it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with the black sword. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the artifact set. I went ahead and went 4-piece Heart of Depth because at the time, obviously you couldn't farm the echoes thing. And hold on, let me go ahead and let me show you what I mean. Echoes is probably going to be his best set in general. So you definitely want to go for echoes as a regular set. Especially the 4-piece. I think the 4-piece is definitely worth it. 2-piece attack plus 18%, which you get that if you do the 4-piece in general. But 4-piece, when normal attacks hit opponents, there's a 36% chance that it will trigger Valley Right, which will increase normal attack damage by 70% of attack. This effect will be dispelled 0.05 seconds after a normal attack deals damage. If a normal attack fails to trigger Valley Right, the odds of triggering the next time will increase by 20%, and this will happen every 0.2 seconds. So I think that's his best set in general, but Heart of Depth is definitely not something to shy away from when it comes to your Ayato builds. Heart of Depth, obviously 2-piece, hydro damage plus 15%. Don't mind me, just had an aneurysm for a second. And then, of course, your 4-piece set, after using elemental skills, increases normal attack and charge attack damage by 30 seconds for 15%. This is actually really good for him because, in general, you're going to be using your normal attacks just with what your, E can do. Because what's really funny is that it actually considers it part of the, normal attack. So, really works out for that. Now, the main things that you want to focus on with Ayato, and this is something that I feel a lot of us content creators can agree on with Ayato, is that while yes, the HP thing for your skill is really not that bad, it's not needed. So you want to focus him as a regular DPS, which would be crit rate, crit damage as your top slots, attack percentage, mainly attack percentage, energy recharge, and probably base attack just right there. You don't really need anything else. Elemental Mastery is not going to do much for you for Ayato, in my personal opinion, so there's that. So yeah, as I said, I went 4-piece Heart of Depth, and then I had my off-piece. I went crit damage because, again, I wasn't getting too many rolls in crit rate to help me out, so I was pretty much happy. Not only that, but 2 of my pieces didn't have crit rate, so it made it even more of a challenge. Now, Constellations, obviously, Constellation 0, in my personal opinion, is all you need. Because he claps. But let's go ahead and go over the Constellations. Damage is increased by 40% against opponents with 50% HP or less. That's with one constellation. Second constellation, maximum stat count is increased to 5. When Kamisato Ayato has at least 3 of those Namisen stacks, his max HP is increased by 50%, which ultimately helps out your E. I don't feel, again, it's needed, but I digress. Your constellations 3 and 5 are going to increase your stats or your talents by 3. Then you got this one, which is your constellation 4. After using Kamisato Art Suiyu, all nearby party members will have 50% increased normal attack speed for 15 seconds, which is not bad at all. And then your constellation 6, Koyoka, Ayato's next I always mess this up. Shun Suiken attack will generate 2 extra Shun Suiken strikes when you hit opponents, each one dealing 450% of Ayato's attack as damage. Both these Shinsuiken attacks will not be affected by Namisen. So that's really good, but again, you have to shell out the money for that. As you can see, for talents, I went ahead and put more into his E because that's the thing you're going to be using the most. Its cooldown is around 10 seconds, but by the time you finish the attack, and this is why I didn't choose Sacrificial Sword, your downtime is only going to be about 3 to 4 seconds, which we'll see here in a bit. But your next one you want to focus on is obviously your alt. I think that's a pretty good alt in general. It's just like Ganyu's, which we'll kind of see a combination of them here in a bit. And then, of course, your normal attack is not really too needed, but I think it kind of coincides with your Koyoka, so it's definitely worth it. So, with all that in mind, that's my personal build. I would say, again, if you have Echoes, it's definitely worth the switch. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to fight... where is this bastard? Oh, he's right there. We're going to fight him. And first off, I'm going to show off this team. Now, for this team, we're going to kind of go over it a little bit. I'm running Mr. Ayato himself, because obviously that's our goal here. With Xingqiu. Xingqiu is... what's funny is Xingqiu's ult actually works with Ayato perfectly. So this is the perfect time to kind of abuse that hydro damage stuff. Ganyu to get the freeze a little bit because, you know, it works. And then Bennett for the attack percentage. Now, obviously, this is with all the alts active, but this is kind of the best that I could do for the time being. So let's go ahead and show it off. First things first, I'm going to show off Ayato's base attack by itself. My Ayato is definitely not the most powerful, but we're going to show it off still. Shall we spar? Of course. Alright, so here's his attack in general. See, my Ayato is definitely not hitting as hard as, say, well, actually, it's hitting not that bad. It's actually hitting around the same as Tectone's. But now, let's show off what we could do with this. Gonna activate that. We're gonna activate Ganyu's ult, Ayato's ult, and then... look at that damage. Just the combination of strikes in general... My Ayato's hitting hard. Xingqiu's attack's going off as well. My recharge, back at it. Boom. We're going at it again. This is absolutely bonkers to me. I think Ayato is fantastic as a character. But as you just saw, like, we already, like, basically beat this guy. I'm just doing extra stuff. Honestly, like, this would be a good combo, I think, if utilized correctly. You could use this combo to kind of get your 30 seconds, I think you have to get to beat him. But yeah. So that's the first team. The second team I want to show off is actually the same team that I saw Tectone use. And this actually really intrigued me because I definitely wanted to see what all you could do with this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fight him again just to kind of show it off. We're going to activate Bennett's ult and then go from down to up. So, Bennett, Fischl, Yunjin, and then Ayato again. So, here we go. Let's try it. Very well. Have at thee.
As you wish, main Fräulein. Break a leg and step.
Go. Boom. And then... just look at this. You melt the guy. This is absolutely insane to me. I feel like this just wasn't fair. So, this again, I'm kind of done with the fight. I don't need to do any more at this point. But you get the picture is that Ayato is an absolute monster when it comes to damage, I feel. And honestly, I'm actually shocked with how much damage I was able to output because I've been testing him and I truly felt that I wasn't getting the proper damage for Ayato. But as you just saw with Ayato, he obviously is fantastic at C0. And this is crucial to a lot of people because I want you guys to understand that you don't need to go for constellations with certain DPSs, and Ayato is the perfect example of that. So there's a lot of teams that you could use him for, like for my companionship team before I got Yaimiko or Aloy to companionship 10. I actually went ahead and had them as part of the companionship team with Ayato, and I was doing 3 totems, activate alt, 3 totems again, switch to Aloy, get the bombs off, and then switch to Ayato and start creaming for damage. And I gotta tell you, the elemental resonance between those 3 is actually not too bad. I feel like Ayato in general is a character that you could use for multiple situations and get exactly what you need from it. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys think that Ayato is worth it? I definitely would have to say, as a character, I'm giving Ayato a rating of 9 out of 10. I love his design. I love his attacks. He's in general like just fun to play with. I never get tired of seeing his animation for his E. And he just works on almost a lot of teams. And especially with Yelin coming out, Hydro team is going to get a major buff with Yelin, and I think that Ayato is going to be one of the main benefactors from that. So, again, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely would love to see all of you kind of just intermingling. I want to talk to you guys. We are on the cusp of 500 subs. We are currently at 341 as of this recording, and I want to get to 500 so badly, guys, just so I can interact with you here on YouTube. But if you can't interact here on YouTube, you can check me out. I have a Discord link. I have obviously Twitter. I have my TikTok. I have Twitch. Would love to see you guys there. As always, guys, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. We will be back next week with a more rounds of videos, to be honest. We got about 4 planned. So, love you guys to death. Take care and be safe. We'll see you in the next video.